What's up, YouTube? That's here bringing you guys a super close VGC 2015 battle I played on Pokemon Showdown today. Fighting against me on the bottom left, remember, every once in a while when you play on Showdown and you upload a replay, it switches what side the replay is shown on. So it looks like I'm going to be opponent this game. You can see my team on the top right over there. But to start things off, we're going to be looking at Dan Delta's team on the bottom left. It's going to be Amoonguss, Sylveon, Kangaskhan, Heatran, Klefki, and Milotic. Looking at both these teams, you can tell we both have the same core. We both want to use Milotic, Kangaskhan, Heatran, and Amoonguss. I opt to go with Landorus and Zapdos. He opts to go with Klefki, Sylveon. So, since these teams are very similar, it's going to be, I don't know, I took this game as a challenge to see, like, who is actually a better player, because we were pretty much using the same teams. And in doing that, I wanted to lead off with the thing that made my team different. We're going to see him lead off with his Amoonguss and Milotic, which is completely standard, great against my team. And I'm going to lead off with Landorus and Zapdos. So I'm leading with the two different Pokemon, and you know what? These four Pokemon I picked were totally wrong. See, I procced Milotic's competitive. I didn't respect his Milotic this game at all, and I really should have. I should have given him, a lot more respect than I did. So you see, I'm going to open up with a crit Earthquake on Amoonguss and a Heat Wave, which then misses on the Amoonguss. So it's kind of makes it for that crit right there. I really would have liked to pick up the KO there, and he's going to go for maximum greed. He goes for that Icy Wind, almost getting the KO on my Landorus, hitting my Zapdos as well, lowering both their speed by one stage, and then instead of going for Rage Powder like I expected, he went for the Spore. Like I said, maximum greed from Dan Delta 100 this game. So I'm really behind, and his Amoonguss is going to protect. I'm obviously going to go for that one more Earthquake because I'm a Choice Scarf Landorus. What else am I going to do? And I'm going to proc the Milotic Citrus Berry. So right off the bat, he has my Zapdos is asleep. His Milotic is going crazy at +2. KO'd my Landorus, put my Zapdos at 7%, and even though I have similar teams, I haven't really got to use anything in mine that's, the same as his, so I'm really behind. So I decided to send out Heatran here and just try and make a play. I know he has a Heatran as well, so I'm expecting him to switch to Heatran here, which he does. You see his Heatran's going to come in to take over for Amoonguss here, and he's obviously going to go for that +2 Scald. It's not going to pick up the KO just yet, and then his Heatran's going to switch it on a critical hit Earth Power. You may be thinking, like, man, gets all these crits, but none of them really mattered. Like I said, the first miss, the Heat Wave missing made up for it, because I would have picked up the KO there. And then later, his Heatran is going to eat another attack that doesn't really make the amount of damage he would have taken significant, because he had a Shuka Berry, which is the reason why it didn't get the KO in the first place. So my Heatran's going to pick up Protect here, just to try and buy some time. And my Kangaskhan is going to switch in, take over for Zapdos. I feel that Zapdos is faster than most of his Pokemon, so I can definitely use that later and eat a huge Flash Cannon on the switch in. Definitely not the best play, but it was the only real play I had open to me at this point. We're then going to see me Mega Evolve into Mega Kangaskhan, gain a Parental Bond. My Milotic is going to go for a Protect here, and I know that my Heatran should be faster than his Heatran. So I decided to go for the Double Edge, which he protects, very smart play there, and I go for an Earth Power. So a second Earth Power, it pretty much makes it for the crit because the first one was procced by a Shuka Berry, so it didn't really matter. And like I said, I knew I was fast because that's how my Heatran is made. So we're going to see me proc lefties, and I finally got a KO on one of his Pokemon just in time for his Mega Kangaskhan to come out. I was thinking, man, if he sends that Amoonguss out, I might have a chance, but Mega Kangaskhan is going to come out to the board, and I decided to go for a Protect this turn. I need to send out one of my partners to potentially have a chance to deal with this. I'm double protecting just because I don't want to get a Fake Out, and there's the Fake Out right there, and I think he's going to Scald as well. I think if this Milotic had Recover, this was there's no chance he could come back from this game, but he ended up not having it. So I'm going to proc those lefties, and now both my protects are on cooldown, but it was the only real thing I could have done. He opts to go for Sucker Punch, which won't pick up the KO on my Kangaskhan, and it'll let me have a chance to actually attack him back. So I opt to go with a low kick, picking up the KO after the second hit. So dropping his Mega in one turn is actually really big for me, even though I know I'm going to lose my Kangaskhan for it. He actually decides to go target my Heatran. I really thought he was going to double target my Kang. So instead, I still have my Kang. I lost Heatran, which was pretty much useless at this point, and I get to send out Zapdos. Now, this is where the game gets really weird. Season's out of Amoonguss here. I'm going to pause it. This is where I made a really cool play. I set this turn up like 3 turns in advance, hoping it would pull out this way, and this is as close as I've got. Remember, my Zapdos has been asleep for, I think, 1 or 2 turns, and Zapdos is a lot faster than my Kangaskhan, so I'm definitely expecting him to go for a Rage Powder Icy Wind, because that's the best play. That'd pick up the KO of both my Pokemon, and it'd be no problem. So this is what I do to combat it. I'm going to wake up, because it's been a long time that I've been asleep, and I'm going to pop a Protect, just because I know that I can't eat an Icy Wind here. Then we're going to see him Rage Powder, and we're going to see Kangaskhan. Remember, the slower of my 2 Pokemon go for a double edge. Now, the reason why that's significant is because if I would have Thunderbolted or Heat Waved, it wouldn't have picked up the KO on the Moongus, who originally went for a Rage Powder in the first place. So both Pokemon are going to get KO'd, and it's down to Zapdos versus Milotic. Remember, he's Icing Wing into a Protect slot, and even though I'm Life Orbed, there's no way this Milotic is faster than me. So Zapdos is going to pick up the KO. It's going to go down in the process, but the way they calculate who wins the game in Generation 6 is whoever dealt the finishing blow. So I win the game. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get that like last part, but definitely when I thought that if you send out a Mungus and Milotic at the same turn and I have Kang and Zapdos, if that's any possibility of happening, I need to protect with Zapdos so Kang can pick up the KO first, and then Zapdos can 1v1 Milotic. I know it's like generally a simple thing, but thinking that thing up like 4 or 5 turns in advance is actually what made the game. Like I was like, I had to put all my eggs in this basket, and it definitely paid off for me. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. I know I had a lot of fun playing it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.